I'll come back. 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 I'll come back.
Milk. All right, cool. In that case, Priest, do you want to do us the honors?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Barcast. So the bar gets over every single week. Your bartender for this evening will be a non-pencil.
I'm a fancy bitch today.
Enigmatic Otaku. Great.
I'm not fancy. McDonald's again.
Flaminorfer.
Yes.
Milk.
I'm dying over here, sorry.
Ravage.
Stop the world, I want to get off.
Oh, honey.
I want to get off too, and my name's Flutterpriest. Speaking of getting off, we have a wonderful guest this week.
Amazing.
You may know him from the feature box on FimFiction because he's always there. We have the wonderful ClopficsInTheComments.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Of course. For those who are just tuning in for the very first time, welcome. We're a community-driven podcast where you ask for the guests, we get them on, you ask the questions, we torment them for 2 hours, and then all the proceeds that come from ads and charity and Patreon go to Horse Rescue. So we help people.
You heard it right. We get them on, and you get them on, and then we get them off, guys. It happens.
Jesus Christ.
Hey.
We're streaming live on Twitch right now, but you can catch up on all the other guests we've had before, including people like Shakespeare Cleese, like last week, out on iTunes, Google Play Music. We're working on Spotify, YouTube,
Cross your fingers,
all
yeah.
the places. Yeah. Anyway, if you have any questions, be sure to put them into the FimFiction thread, and then towards the end, if we have extra time, we'll go out to the Twitch chat. Anyway, actual interview questions. Holy crap, I didn't turn off my phone. Everything's awful.
Yeah, it is.
Clopfics in the comments. Who are you and what have you done for the fandom?
Wow.
Also, Priest, you just skipped over everything with the chat and the drinking word that is my job.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, but you can't miss that.
Yeah, thank you.
the lovely non-pencil is going to be watching the chat. Pencil, what are example of questions you're not going to ask?
I will not be asking anything involving religion or politics today. However, our guest apparently can roll with the punches and has said that everything else, until it's not okay, is okay. So I'll be keeping an eye out there for questions from you guys in the chat, and I'll pass those along. We also have a drinking word today, and you guys better get ready to get drunk because the drinking word today is clop. Yep, the person's name. We're gonna just break out the vodka, kids. It's gonna get exciting. Also, oh my God, we have already comments from, yep, well, that's not what the usual question is. Priest, this is the question today. Priest?
I'm not on a scale. Okay, Clop. On a scale of 189 to 325 scale, how much do you rate your dick?
So I'm not sure where the numbers are coming from. I was trying to decipher that a little bit. I'm going to assume that bigger's better, in more than one way. I'm sorry, that's hilarious. That's the first question. I love it. I'm a pretty confident fellow, so I'll give myself a 300 there. I like that. That's what I'm going to go for.
The official dick of Sparta. Perfect.
Oh, I love that. I wish I had thought of that.
Spartans, how's your penis? Oh! Anyway, sorry.
That's how they stood at Thermopylae. They just all helicoptered in front of fucking Xerxes. And said, come and take them.
That wasn't a javelin.
Come and take them! Come and take them! And they were like,
Oh, God.
but your dicks, the numbers of them will block out the sun. And they're like, well, then we'll fight in the shade.
I know I would not want to charge that.
Makes it interesting that their casualties were 20,000 Persians then. I wonder what happened.
Phalanx, motherfucker, that's what happened.
Phalanx.
Oh, I don't want to think about that. Intertwining. No. I just saw fucking Spartan shields.
We need to stop, Clam. We need to stop so the priest can do his job.
Yes, go.
It's okay. I'm shit today. So this is fine. Actual interview questions to get those out of the way because no one wants to hear those. Clop, let's do just the basic rundown.
Hey,
basic
Star
introduction.
Trekking.
Who are you and what do you do in the fandom?
So I'm really no one to. First of all, I started watching, Friendship is Magic back in 2013, and I did nothing, literally nothing for the fandom. I still think I don't do very much for the fandom. I started writing in sort of mid-late last year, and all it was about was I had read a bunch of really interesting comment fictions on Derpaburu, and I sort of thought to myself, this is something I could do too, mostly for myself. And so I write smutty, throwaway, not serious, fun clopfics on FimFiction.
Awesome. Then the next question would be, how did you personally get into the fandom?
So again, I'm definitely sort of an old school troll, I guess is what you would sort of say. Like the original meaning of it, was sort of people who just hung around on the outskirts, didn't really contribute too much. I guess more of like a lurker is what we'd sort of call them now. But still most.
Yep.
So I would hang out on, the Reddit, My Little Pony sort of community. I participated again in comment threads, both on FimFiction, on Derpaburu. But for the most part, in terms of participating in the fandom, it's been like a real eye-opener over the last, year or so since I started writing, because now I'm in Discords. I've met all sorts of interesting people and artists and writers, and I really wish I'd done it earlier, because for the most part, it's just been me watching the show and lurking and absorbing all the amazing stuff the community puts out.
So you are a fandom voyeur.
But yeah, actually, and especially for MLP. This is probably the biggest sort of dive into a fandom that I've ever done.
Well, we appreciate your swan dive.
Hell yeah. The next question would be, what is your favorite part of the fandom? The online community, fanfics, cons, music, and then another example that I'll give you because you're kind of a little bit of a special case. The Tumblr Ask blogs. What do you think? What's your favorite part?
What's my favorite part? There's, like, I'd say what I love the most about My Little Pony and its community, but even like just fandoms in general, but especially My Little Pony, is just how we develop like these incredible backstories and lore that contributes off of the it's almost like this weird dynamic where it's like we're both taking from the show, we take like little tidbits here and there and weave them into these like beautiful tapestries of like interesting characters and why characters act in particular ways, and we get all these sort of like theories about like how equestrian culture is, and then like that ends up like influencing like the show creators and like pouring back in, like that's what I love the most about it. So it's hard to like pin down one particular thing, but what I most got drawn to, because I'm really into that sort of like world weaving, world building stuff, is I love the long fiction that's written that's like really in depth and tries to world build. So that's probably my most favorite thing. And then second, I really love incredibly explicit clop pictures, because I'm 100%.
And we drink.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
All right. Then the next question would be, if there's one thing you could say to your followers or your fans, or maybe even your haters, what would it be?
Thank you.
No.
Yeah. Sorry, I know it's kind of vanilla, but it still blows me away. Like it's almost dangerous how addictive it is to get feedback. At least.
Yes.
And so, like, I'll always remember the first time I got like a reply to one of my stories that was like, I think the first reply was like, "You can't post a non-safe for work link on FimFiction, you'll get banned." And my heart just like grew 5 sizes, and I was like, somebody cared enough to write that. It just blew me away. And from that point forward, it's just been incredible. Like I love it. There's there's even times, you know, where I'll get comments that are just completely off the rails and like ranting about some insane thing from one of my stories. Like one of the things that continually comes up, and I guess I'll be the first to kind of go X-rated, is like cervical penetration, and like, how it is like the worst thing in the world. And I constantly see this comment thread come up, but it doesn't bug me at all. It's just like, wow, like that's cool. Let's talk about it and why it's different for horses and ponies. Like
I get
just
so
love it all.
frustrated because there's so much misinformation about it. And not because like if you're into that and you know it's not real, good for you. But the people who are like, yeah, you got to really push the dick in there and then it goes into the cervix. I'm like, that's not how it works.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. It's always hilarious because it's like, yes, it is such a like hentai / like porn trope, you know, and it's does not work that way for humans. Biology is not like that.
And it doesn't even work that way for horses. That's not what's happening. Like,
yeah, you're right. Technically, yes. And then it just becomes like, yeah, but like, you know, what's your fantasy? You know what I mean? Like, what gets you off? If that's it, you know, like, let's get insane about it. Then yeah, why not? You know?
No, I absolutely agree. And you brought up a question which I don't think has ever been asked on the Barcast, and I would like to ask us, if that's okay with you guys.
There's no wrong way to fantasize in the world of Princess Celestia, so go on.
All right, no, it's a question. Do you remember your first comment you ever got on a story, and what was it?
Oh, I remember this! But I'll let everyone else go first.
Enigma, do you remember what your first story comment was?
I think it was just along the lines of, "This is great, please go on." And I was like, "God damn it, now I have to keep doing this."
Flam, what was yours?
Oh, fuck. That's...
Or do you remember?
I'm sorry. Repeat it one last time. My brain fucking froze.
Do you remember your first comment on your story that you ever got?
Oh, yes. Actually, 100%. Fucking... It was when I published the Metroid fic, and the first comment, which was upvoted like 50 times or whatever, because it was like the first comment ever, was just making fun of the scan visor simulation and essentially saying that he was going to keep an eye on the story. So I thought that was pretty cool.
All right. Milk, do you remember yours?
Implying that I write.
I think your first comment was on that story that you canceled, which I liked.
Which, oh, that one. No, I don't acknowledge that one.
Fine. Rav?
I don't remember it, but I found it.
What was it?
The comment was on a story, Immortal Saviors. It was like way back before I even learned how to write properly. And this guy says, "So good, I'll hunt you down if you abandon this. Seriously though, that was cute and pretty well written. Looking forward to the next encounter."
That's cute.
Did he hunt you down?
Right, that's so nice. Whereas, you know, mine was just a picture of Twilight Sparkle with blood pouring out of her eyes.
That's actually kind of nicer and funnier in retrospect than mine. Because
my first story was like the horrible rape fic, and I was like, I hate everything about what I've just created.
Yes. Well, mine was a terrible fucking amnesia story that was incomplete at that, and I was told, "Stop writing, kill yourself."
Oh.
It was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna keep writing.
So, yeah, like, no, just you inspired me. I was like, because yours apparently was to yell at you, Cloppy. You know, God, I've done it.
That's all right. Cloppy's a good one. I like that.
Okay, I guess I'm calling you that now. Like, yours wasn't exactly constructive either.
Everyone go comment on Clopfics in the Comments page and give him a heart and say, "Love you, Cloppy."
Yes.
I would love it if people did that.
I got you, fam.
Just so we're clear, all of us here have written Clop at some point, right?
I don't know if Rav has. I think so.
My mother's.
Yeah, my mother. Okay, yes.
I got you.
Yeah, we've all written Clop.
All right. Final actual interview question.
So much drinking.
Holy shit. Clop, who was best pony?
Trixie.
Ooh, why?
Hot opinion.
I don't know. Like it was I always loved her from the like early seasons when she was kind of like this incompetent villain, and like so overconfident, but just terrible at doing everything she wanted to do. And then still at the end, like ends up apologizing and like falling. She ran away. She just like I loved it. I cannot tell you, like I literally like squealed when there was that episode. Was it in like season 5 or something like that, where she and Starlight met up for the first time, and she was back for like the first time in like years and years and years.
And she was getting her like face done or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was like, it isn't. It couldn't be. Is it? And I was just, I was flipping out. I've always loved the great and powerful Trixie. She is definitely my waifu.
Aww.
She's also a great magician because she can make your wingding disappear.
God,
And then she'll make it reappear and disappear and reappear and disappear and reappear and disappear.
we're not going to talk about Emerald Biscuit's story, even though it was made for you, Pencil.
Thank you. Let's continue.
All right, now it's time to unleash the wolves. We're going out to the thread on FanFiction. We're going to start with Alex underscore.
Please refresh.
I did.
Talking
And
about.
it starts from Alex underscore and it says clop, clop, clops. That's already 3 drinks.
Woo!
Oh my
Drinking.
god, I'm almost out of beer. Okay. Number 1, have you ever tried putting comments in your own Clopfix? Clop? Oh my god. This is going to be a train wreck.
So I'm going to be comments in Clopfix. You're going to flip it around? You're going to call me
Yep.
Tommy?
Call me. We need to be careful with this now.
Call me in the Cloppy.
No, I have not ever tried that. That actually seems kind of funny, actually. Maybe if I see a really good comment, I'll throw it in there.
All right. Number 2, how to clop?
If you don't know.
No, come on, let's do this. You explain it.
So you want to sort of cup your hands a little bit and then just, go at her. Just clap, 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 clap. And whatever you put between those hands is, between you and your maker. And just have a good time.
Now I'm just imagining somebody putting their dick between their hands and then clapping on their dick, and it just sounds painful. Is it painful?
Yeah.
Ow.
Oh, honey.
It's okay.
Priest,
I'm not doing anything tonight.
Priest, what are you doing without your pants?
Next question. Number 3, have you ever seen a ghost?
No, I when I was younger, like we're talking like 12, 13, I used to run around the woods at night with friends, and we used to pretend that we were seeing ghosts. I'm sure we were convinced that we were, but nope, never seen a real ghost.
Okay. Then number 4.
I mean, aside from
Go ahead.
aside from the ghost that you shoot into the toilet.
Oh, wow.
That's an ancient reference. Thank you. Anyway.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a spirit.
Let's move on.
Number 4, what do you think it is about Clop that gives it its wholesome mass market appeal?
Yeah, I mean, it's totally sellable. Like, I go down on the street every day and I say, I'm a cop writer who wants to read about ponies fucking each other. And people just love it. They just I don't think it's mass market for sure. But if you mean more along the lines of why do people like Clopfix, I think we, at least I guess I can answer for myself because I think there's so many answers that you could give for this. But for me, I've always loved sort of the taboo of like really innocent, sort of happy-go-lucky, cutesy sort of things, like being totally natural sexual animals as well. Like that's just really hot in my opinion. So
Apogee then.
Oh, here we go.
Like, I was waiting
Yeah.
for just the right moment to bring this up. And don't get me wrong, Delta V is fucking great. But
Would
Apogee, though.
Okay.
So
have all of us read it?
Yes.
So yeah, I put Apogee through the ringer, quote unquote.
Wow. Wow.
Now she is 18 in all of my stories. Okay, God damn it.
Okay.
But also all the ponies on my stories live near a black hole, so they're actually time dilated and are millions of years old compared to us. So don't forget that. That's also another thing that I always include in my stories. Okay, one and two. Okay, no, but for real, you know, that sort of like 16 to 18 kind of fantasy thing. To me, again, it's like I want to be 1,000,000% clear here, without getting too, you know, serial for too long. But yeah, in terms of like CP, pedo, all this sort of stuff that you see flying around,
Right.
fantasy, fantasy, fantasy only, and anything other than that is like a horrifying thing, worse than rape or murder. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I think if you can't even agree to that, you know, you're on a different plane than me, and I don't want to talk to you. But when it's just fantasy, especially if it's a fantasy about like not a real person, you know, our brains are weird. They get turned on by different things. I'm not one to judge, and
Right.
you know, I can see the taboo interest in it, right?
Right. And maybe I should take a step back, because my question wasn't intended to trap you. Let me take a step back and like straight up and be like, so I was talking about apogee as a nature of what draws you to that character.
Oh, no, none of us judge. I just realized,
From a nature of age differences, like, I don't want to stroke my own dick here for a second, but I wrote Parents' Night Out, which is literally an abduction, like, pedophilia is bad story. I understand what it's like to catch flack about using underage characters in stories. I totally get you, and that's not what we're trying to draw here.
No. I
got a story about skull fucking derpy.
Yeah. So my question is,
so just so I'm clear, like I didn't feel that way, like
okay, cool,
trapped or anything either. Don't worry about that.
You're not judging me, honey.
The last thing we ever wanted to do was make you feel uncomfortable. So
no, I don't. It's actually something that's like close to my heart too.
I love your stories, and I love Apogee's character. So
I love Apogee. Again, it comes down to my biggest kink is cute things and being sexual.
I understand cute thing fetish.
We're gonna get along just fine.
Yeah, cute thing fetish is my fetish. So,
but it
just so we're clear.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, all I was gonna say is like it is, but the issue around it, like it is something that I think about all the time, and it's not something that I've completely made my peace with either. I think it's a complex subject, and I do actually put. I tried to put disclaimers in as many of my sort of author's notes as I can, because to me it's like, you know, if you are one of my readers and you are, you know, feeling that those fantasies are not fantasies, you need help. You know, it's a serious thing. And that's the way I see it. So again, not to get too serious.
And
like that.
Whatever two consenting adults do in the privacy of their own home as far as role play is fine by me.
Yep.
Like I was going to say, your fondness for cute things doesn't extend to just Apogee. If I'm correct, you also wrote the one about that zebra that gets destroyed.
Zala.
Yes.
Yes.
She is also 16. 10,000 years old.
Yes.
Yes.
Because aging differences. Anyway, we'll take a step away from that. Oh my god, we went down a hole there and came back out the other side. Whoa, okay, I didn't intend that. Number 5. If you ever tried writing police-based action movies, man, I fucked that up. You could call yourself ClopficsInTheComments.
God damn it, Alex! That's not a question, but good job.
Wow. What's the name of that? Is Copper Top? She's a cutie. That could happen.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like it.
Wait,
I
what
like
else?
it.
All
All right,
that is.
we are lagging behind partially because of me, so we should continue on. Pre-supply.
Okay. Then we're going to go down to Rundown Jet. It is time for Canadian questions.
Fuck.
Number 1. What is your favorite meal, snack, or food stuff that is really unhealthy, but just so freaking good?
Oh. I love Gruyere cheese. That is like my favorite thing.
Sorry. Sorry. Go ahead. Please continue.
That is my favoriteest cheese in the world. I love French onion soup because of it. Soup because of it. And yeah, I actually have some Gruyere cheese in my fridge right now. I'll probably like just put it on a plate and melt it just pour it into my mouth later tonight.
That sounds. I think I'm gonna do that too, Pencil.
Ah.
Like very super quick aside. Pencil was here last week and she made a Gruyere souffle, and it was so good. Just oh my god.
Put your pants back on, priest.
I have dreams about the souffle. Shut up.
You should.
Okay.
It was so good. Anyway.
Next question. Number 2. What's the biggest or weirdest fear that you have?
Biggest or weirdest fear? Oh, man, I don't know actually. I don't have any huge fears.
You're not scared of anything.
Nothing jumps to mind. I definitely how about this? I do have recurring nightmares and they're like weird nightmares that it's always about plane crashes or nuclear explosions where I know it's going to happen. I'm like in the seat and I know the plane's going to crash, or I'm like at home and I know that the nukes are flying and I'm going to die. But it doesn't I don't think about it during the day. So that's the only thing I can think of.
Okay. Then the next question is, why is bagged milk the best milk?
I have never actually had bagged milk.
You're Canadian.
I am a Canadian. I was originally from the West Coast where we had carton milk.
Yeah.
And out here, I still tend to get like either just like the plastic jugs or the carton milk. Not because I'm weirded out by like bagged milk, but I actually don't know. I don't know why it's the best milk.
It's not. It's awful. You don't need it in your life. Reject it. Reject it actively.
All right, I will.
Good.
All right, number 4. What is your one annoying habit? So something that you do that annoys other people, or something other people do that annoys you?
I'll pick the one where I annoy other people. I am absolutely complete like troll. I love to with like my closest friends. Like I'm actually way nicer to to other people than my like closest friends. My closest friends, I constantly tweak them, try to piss them off. I'm always like pushing the boundaries until they snap and they explode on me. It's like my favorite thing to do. I love to piss people off that I like a lot.
Okay, can we adopt this guy?
I know.
Can we keep him for forever, please?
Priest, do you realize it's the first time that you're the one asking to keep one of our male guests?
Cloppy is cool!
All right.
Am I the only one who noticed that he said "explode on me"? Quote
Yeah,
unquote?
I noticed.
Clopfics!
Well, hang on. Okay.
Just so you know, I will keep you in a closet. I'll make sure I change your wood chips every day and give you water and booze. Is this agreeable?
I like it. Do I get a collar or anything else, or is it just?
Oh, definitely.
Okay,
Oh, definitely.
I'm there.
Priest, we can keep him.
I have a whole show in my closet. It's great. There's a camera, and I cry, and it's great.
It's true. He does actually.
It's in Serbia. Anyway, next, number 6. No, number 5. Sorry. What's the theme song for your sex life?
You know that? What's that? That song from the Star Trek, not Voyager.
You like Star Trek too?
I like Star Trek. I don't watch it enough. It's not Discovery. That's the new one. What was the first one? Is it
Next Generation, or do you mean the?
No.
Oh, do you mean the one with Captain
like-
Archer?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Enterprise.
Yeah. So the one that goes like, "It's been a long time."
Road, getting from there to here.
Yeah.
I know the song.
Oh, it's been a long road. Oh shoot! I thought it was "It's been a long time."
And then it says, "It's been a long time, but my time is finally here." Yeah.
Oh, you've got a nice voice.
Oh God.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's what I'd go for. It's been a long time, or like not enough.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. You realize the rest of that song is, "But I've got faith of the heart, going where the heart will take me."
That's actually kind of nice. That's kind of that's kind of wholesome. I'd go for that.
Going where my heart will take me. It's like, I got strength of the soul, and no one's gonna bend or break me. Just saying.
Well, I was gonna go like with "One is the loneliest number" right away, but I figured like you guys probably get that so much that I was like, I gotta think of another song.
Oh my god, we need to stop.
I think it's the first time anyone's actually said one is the loneliest number.
Oh,
Nope,
really?
it's not. It's not.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
We had somebody sing it, actually.
Oh. All right. Then next question is, how would you describe yourself using only 3 words?
Lives 2 lives.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
I like that.
that's pretty spicy. Why so?
Yeah.
You know, I definitely keep my power level hidden, I would say. So, like my work life, my athletic life, my hobby life, totally separate from my online life as ClopficsInTheComments or as a gamer or whatever. Like, so it's a very much a 2 streams. And it's only, again, my very close friends who know me from sort of both worlds. So yeah.
What you're
Yeah.
saying is don't cross the streams, right?
You have to,
Don't
Waiting
cross the
for it. I
streams.
was waiting for it.
you have to pee after sex. That's what gets rid of the screaming effect.
That's true, though. That is true.
And it reduces the risk of it reduces the risk of specifically urinary tract infections for women. So
Yes.
Yes.
don't pee
Did
on
we
a girl's
just do-
vagina to relieve urinary tract infections. Though that doesn't work.
Did we just
What
do
if that-
something
what if
wholesome?
that's
Shit.
her-
All right.
What was that? What was that, Flam? What's that, Flam?
What if that's her fetish?
If that's her fetish and you're into that, good for you.
Number 7. If your entire life thus far was a movie, what would be the title of it?
Ooh. It gets better. Like, I'm trying to think, like, if I was watching the movie, I'd be kind of bored. That's what I feel like. So, like, I feel like if I was, like, trying to market the movie, I'd be like, okay, the sequel is going to be really good, guys. But up to this point, I get it. Like, the first movie's never the best. I don't know. Like, my nightlife is not that interesting. So I can't think of a title for it.
Oh, come on, you could be really punny here. You realize that.
Oh, it sounds like you've got an idea. Oh.
Well, your name is Clopfics in the comments. Come on, like.
More
We
like
can do that.
Clopfics in the comments.
Oh my God, why?
Sorry.
And if you're running out of options, you can always take my movie title, which is Waste of Paper.
Waste of
Or
paper.
Waste of Film, whichever your medium is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a good answer. I'll have to pass on that one.
All right. Number 8 then. Just how big is your porn stash?
It used to be friggin' gigantic. Like,
Can you give us an estimate and then Milk will judge you?
okay, so like it used to be, okay, now back in the day, you young whippersnappers, this was a big deal when you had like multiple gigabytes. So like literally, this is back when like hard drives were like 32 gigs long.
Oh, honey.
Oh.
Oh, honey.
Okay, so first of all, yeah, so I had a decent sized stash, and I got up to, probably like 3 or 4 years ago, like I was really, like I had like a, maybe like a terabyte of
Oh, jeez.
Holy shit.
Milk, I saw that. Are you actually checking?
I saw that pop up too, but
Push. Milk.
I
Milk.
mean, most of it is
Milk, push to
videos,
talk, Milk. Push to talk.
There's fucking no way I can even compete with that. That's like through the fucking roof. I am impressed.
Okay, so it was
I think we
mostly,
have a
like,
winner.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not a terabyte. Maybe I'm maybe I'm exaggerating a lot. Actually, like as I sort of like click on my old stash here, I'm seeing that it's actually
Just right-click the
nowhere
folder
near
and
that.
click Properties.
Well, what does your old stash look like?
Like it was a lot of anime.
No. Like, how big?
Oh, let me see here. I'll take a quick look actually.
If I do right-click Properties, mine right
Yeah.
now is 22.4 gigs.
I got 50 gigs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But again, this is
Yeah.
all
Thanks for
like,
the
but you
comments
know
and
what?
the
It's
analysis,
it's actually kind of boring, to be honest with you, because this is like 100 videos. Like back in the day, like I used to have like 200,000 pictures. Like it was way
Oh
more.
my God.
You have
like really well, like cultivated and sort of like almost like an art gallery. Like I had like
Right,
sections.
right.
But
I
now,
used to
like
do mine, It's like games, GIFs, pictures, stories, and videos.
But that's great. Like now, all I have is like I'm just looking. Like I just have like a stupid folder that just has like a ton of videos in it. Like not even sorted. It's pretty pathetic, to be honest. I could, and to be honest, I could delete it and I wouldn't even like feel bad. Like I could even do it right now. Boom.
Okay,
I'm legit
And
curious.
boom.
How often do you go back to the folder instead of just saying "fuck it, I'll go online"?
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was about
Yeah.
to say. It's
Yeah.
like compared to like the modern era, like the last 3-4 years, it's like Derpaburu and like Pornhub and any of the subreddits that are out there. Like not only are they like doing all the hard work of like tagging and databasing and all sorts of stuff for you, but like there's like new content that comes out all the time. It's like you're completely spoiled. Like you don't need a porn archive anymore.
There needs to
So-
be a human repository.
He said
like
come
we have
there.
we have the seed bank in the fucking Arctic. We need the porn repository for when the world gets nuked. Like,
That will be terrible though. If the
Mhm.
grid went down like an EMP, can you imagine? What would we do?
I don't know, man. We go back to looking at like porno mags that
it'll be like
we hid under our
where
mattresses.
you just draw stick figures on a paper. And
Yep, I
Sure.
have to go to the stick figure like backup emergency.
No, we
So-
end up like
so-
Michelangelo and carve all of our own porn.
So, Milk, are you ready to judge me, honey? Make sure you push to talk. So, the only porn file I think I have, because internet, is just the lewd art and documents that I have created. That's
So-
all it is. It's just things I have created.
How am I supposed to judge something that doesn't exist then?
But wait. So I checked, and this is the first time I've ever checked it. Apparently, it's 2.5 gigs of lewd material that I have created personally.
So it sounds like you're giving yourself a reach around.
Something like that.
Can you actually get like aroused by any of the things you write?
No, I have never gotten aroused by a damn thing I've ever written.
Okay, yeah, because I thought as you said stories that I've created, I'm just like, wait a minute.
No, like I've never fapped anything in that folder.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah,
Nah,
I
man.
was just like, wow, if you can do that, then great for you, because I've never heard of anyone who can.
Nah, not me.
Feels like some weird form of incest too. Like,
So I actually lost my porn folder.
my condolences.
It's somewhere in my documents, and I'm just gonna rediscover it one day. Like, oh shit! But
While you're giving
anyway,
the presentation. click
We should
on-
continue,
we're way
guys.
off. We're way
Yeah.
off track. Let's get back on questions. Okay, number one from Tin Man. What is your favorite headcanon?
Oh, I like the I've always liked the like lower ratio of males to females in Equestria, and like all the implications that would have. Even though like
Hmm.
biologically, it, two gendered species tend towards male and female in 50% sort of ratios. I love the idea of there being like 5 mares for every stallion, and that like creating like herd dynamics and all that sort of stuff. I love that headcanon.
Ollie, woo.
All right. Next question is bug ponies or the gay deer?
I like the original changelings.
Thank you.
Yes.
I don't mind the new ones. Like, I get why if you were a changeling, you would want to like ingratiate yourself with the dominant, cutesy pony race that lives in your planet. But the original changelings were sort of cool. I kind of actually wish that they'd done a little more to like explore. Hey, this is what like hives are like, and this is what like changelings are like. Because like changeling bugs are kind of cute too.
I like the changelings when they were all like bony and craggy and shit.
Think I know there's some like headcanon stuff out there that there's still
Mhm.
like you can have like still changeling hives out there that are bugs
Yeah.
bugs.
Bug
Buggies.
buddies. Bug buddies.
The next question. Do you prefer the bird ponies or the hippogriffs, I guess, or the bat ponies?
Are the hippogriffs like the new ones that we like got from the movie?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
got from the movie,
Like,
and they're in
straight
season 8.
Eh. Nah, bat ponies.
Thank you.
Yes.
E for life.
E for life. Good to know.
I mean, I don't mind
in a
the
while.
bird ponies, but they seem so weird. Like it's kind of like we already had griffins. why did we need those? But
Yeah.
man, I wish we had ponies.
When I saw the movie, I saw their hippogriff hands and they looked like monkey paws or something.
Yeah. Also, they don't have stairs. What's their deal?
Right?
Never seen stairs before? What?
I know, actually, no, they're liars.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
remember
that's
in
a
the
fucking
movie,
joke. That's right.
if you remember in the movie, they were climbing upstairs to get there.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
So how long? Actually, to get onto a tangent, hopefully that's okay.
Oh yeah, no,
But-
by all means.
So in the movie, if they've never seen stairs, does that mean that they've been like banished by the Storm King to the seas for like more than, let's say, like 15, 16, 17 years, whatever age she is, so that she's never seen stairs?
Oh yeah, that
Is
is
that what
is an
it sort of
interesting
means?
point. Yeah, like how long have they been under fucking water?
And if that's the case, like how lazy is Celestia? I mean, we already know she's pretty lazy.
Yeah.
That she hasn't like gotten rid of a despot that's been around for like almost like a quarter of a century. She's the laziest god princess ever.
Well, I like to think that that Equestria at that time was like 1930s USA, which is like that ain't my problem, man. And then Storm King kind of Pearl Harbored them, and they're like, all right, now it's my problem.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's
it
a
kind
good
of proved
point.
it kind of proved that Celestia is a horrible pet and realized that they were underwater. She was about to send Luna to go there.
Anyway,
All right, I'm gonna
Well, I
try
can
and
extend that
quickly.
theory for you.
I'm gonna try to quickly jump through some of these so we can get to Dust Chew by the time we're ready to do our Patreon song. So, quickly, number 4, Clop. Do you even crotch boobs?
So does that mean am I pro crotch boobs? Because the
Yes.
answer is yes, 100%.
pro crotch boobs.
Someone has to be. Number
And it's
5.
homophobic, yeah.
Why not dragon boobs?
Dragons are weird, man.
That's
Nah,
just-
I mean, like, if you like the scalies, I think I might have gone mute there for a second. I might be
No,
back.
you're
we
fine,
heard
kid.
you. We
You're
heard you.
fine.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you like the scalies, cool. Yeah, I'm okay on dragons. I think Ember's kind of cute, but boobs. Do lizards even create milk? I don't think so.
No, they do not. That's the point.
Baby reptiles.
Number 6. For ponies, would you prefer our ponies to have a human-shaped vag or a horse-shaped vag?
I definitely tend towards the more like pony style.
Yes.
But you know what? Like, there's so many different styles out there, and some are human styled and are awesome, and some are horse shaped and are not awesome. But in general, I love the horse styles a little bit more. Again, it's just the taboo and the interesting sort of nature.
Right, but they can't be so puffy that they look like they need like a shot or something. Moving on.
You make it sound like they're interchangeable down there.
Tony Montana has questions. Question number 1: do you just watch Shino Dodge like a hawk?
I'm in a chat with him, in a Discord with him. Again, like one of the things that just blew my mind when I wrote the first Apogee fic, and he replied in like the comments on Derpaburu with like a actual picture based on the fic I had just written. It like blew my mind. And shortly afterwards, we got into Discord chat, and now I PM with him regularly. So
Aw,
a lot of times I just know he's got stuff coming out, and sometimes I make art based on it, or art based on it. I make writing based on his art.
that's awesome.
Shino Dodge he does really wonderful work.
He does, yeah, and he's got really interesting and big ideas. Like a little while ago, he was thinking about doing like almost like a choose your own adventure style
Ooh.
game supplemented by his art. So he's a really interesting guy, and he's got incredible talent.
So much. All right, the next question: what do you consider your favorite fetishes?
Ooh.
I definitely like size difference, but not like macro size difference, if you catch my drift.
I totally get your drift.
Like I like big dick and Tosh, smashing them girls, and you probably see that come out a lot in a lot of my stories. I like big males stretching the girls kind of thing.
Mhm.
It's probably my number one fetish. Is there anything else I really, really like? Sometimes I like kind of like the mind control-y hypnotist sort of stuff. Or
Mind break stuff.
Mind break, thank you. Yeah, I
Not a
love
problem.
that. Not mind like someone explained this to me once. There's like mind break, which is like sort of like more along the non-con, I guess sort of.
Yeah, which is
spectrum.
basically where they're fucked to the point where they're no longer conscious, kind of.
Yeah, and that's not that's okay, whatever. But for me, well, that's not okay. Don't fuck someone until they become mind broken.
Unless that is consensual and in your scene and kink.
Exactly. But no. So, but what I mean is
They're consenting to be non-consensual.
yes.
That's called consensual non-consent. It's an actual thing, Flam.
Oh, interesting.
Well, I'm too old for this.
Consensual non-consent's been around since like the fucking 60s and 70s, kiddo. At least. if not
like
the
there is a thing online where people will like get into like approved and verified like kink chats, and they'll talk like, okay, I'm gonna leave my front door open. What I want you to do is get into my house, and we're gonna do a scene.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I can see that, but that to me, I get that. Yeah. But
Yeah.
sorry.
It's just like that, the internet, and just like
Enigma, McDonald's is not being nice to you.
You're cutting out.
But yeah, like mind break. I love the idea of kind of like a mare getting railed so hard that she's like reverting to an almost like bestial state of like, all I can think about is getting completely smashed by Big Dick and Tosh. That's probably my other favorite.
That is a form of mind break. So
Becoming a slave to the vice, essentially.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then, on the other hand, what are fetishes that just you're done? You cannot get into. You hate them. If it's someone else's thing, cool, but you just cannot.
There's nothing that like I hate, but just stuff that I'm just like, meh. I'll sort of pass. What is it that these kids say these days now? Miss me with that gay shit.
Milk, are you okay, Milk? I hope you're pushing to talk so they can hear you laughing. Push to talk, kiddo.
I didn't even know it was unmuted. I'm just sitting here. God.
I love how at least once in every podcast, everyone's going to be like, what is everyone reacting to?
It's like it's Milk.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not super into the same-sex stuff with male to male. I fully admit I'm a hypocrite and I love the lesbo sex as well.
Yeah.
Just doesn't turn me on. Weirds me out a little bit. Again.
What about traps?
Nope, negative. Sorry. I am man enough to say that the reason I probably don't like them is because it makes me kind of uncomfortable because I'm kind of like, shit, that does look kind of hot, but
Ooh, well, no. At least you're honest with yourself.
I understand that.
Whereas I'm just like, yes, traps for days.
But yeah, those are probably them.
How do you feel about soul vor?
Soul vor? So that is
Eating someone's soul.
eating someone's soul. So then does the body die like right behind it?
No,
It depends.
It's almost like a mind break sometimes.
Except you steal their soul and then you just use their used up shell of a human with no consciousness in it.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've never actually seen that.
I'll send you some links, kid.
It is in a pit of the internet that is not fun to crawl out of.
Nope.
Okay. Number
Like, I
4.
used to be completely weirded by vor, and I still kind of am, but like it's kind of like I get the intensity and the tabooness of it again, and I kind of like resonate with it a little bit more.
You've reached
but
acceptance.
It's again beyond that. It's sort of like, yeah, like it used to make me really uncomfortable, but I kind of get like why parts of this are arousing. So I'm not against not against it. I like in terms of the spectrum, because it's not black and white in my opinion for the most part. But in terms of the spectrum, it's kind of inching along more towards like it's mildly arousing. So I don't know, Solvor, you might flip my switch, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
Good to experiment.
All right. We're going to Dust You now. So why the name Clopfics in the comments? We kind of touched on that, but
It all came from. I mean, the whole reason all of this started, period, is this amazing picture of Bon Bon and Lyra getting like tag teamed in a dungeon or something. It was like an animated GIF, and in the comments, someone wrote, like, it wasn't very long. It was only like 500 words or something like that, but it was basically like an interpretation of the scene where Bon Bon and Lyra were being mind broken, um, and it was just so hot. And it said Clopfics in the comments as one of the tags, and that was actually what inspired me, because I was like, "Fuck, I wish that was a full story." And I was sort of walking along the street one day, like thinking about that, and I thought, well, why can't I, like, why do I need this guy to write the story for me? I could write that story. And that's when I made the name Clopfics in the comments.
cool.
Awesome.
Question number 2 is, how do you feel about reaching 1,100 followers?
Weirded out. I was saying this I think yesterday to what was his name? Chapped Penguin Lips.
Chubby!
Who was I was just saying, like, I just find it crazy because there's so many other writers on FimFiction who are insanely talented and have fewer followers. I totally get that, like, sex smells. Yeah,
Sex does smell.
but it also sells. You can tell that as I say "clop" multiple times, I've actually been trying to keep up with this stuff. So, but like, for instance, I've been reading Chris Overstreet. So I'll throw that name out there. And I've never spoken with the guy, but he writes this sort of aeronautical, human in Equestria type fiction of both the Changeling Space Program, which is what I'm reading right now, and The Martian, which I've been reading and I've caught up to finally. And this is incredible stuff. Like, this guy does, like, his research about, like, biology and geology and all for, like, pony fan fiction. It's awesome. And he's only got 400 followers, and, like, I feel like literally kind of bad, because I'm thinking, like, damn, this guy deserves way more accolades for the amount of work he's doing. He tries to publish, like, every day at least, like, 1,200 words or something like that. So when it comes to reaching 1,100 followers, like, I'm totally humbled, and I understand where I'm coming from, and I respect that I've gotten those followers anyways. But I almost consider it to be on, like, a different level than those guys who are doing quote unquote more serious writing. Like, I really respect that.
Dude,
I understand.
Same. Just same. Okay. Number 3, what do you consider your greatest source of inspiration?
It's totally visual, I would say. Well, a lot of my fictions start visually. Like, I'll see this amazing picture, usually something from Shino, but not always. And it just, like, sort of ignites an idea in my head that turns me on quite a lot. And it's kind of like, okay, like, that's a really interesting scenario. And do I want to share it? That's kind of how it goes. So most of it is the Derpaburu sort of, like, top rated in last 3 days sort of filter. That's my biggest source of inspiration, is what I'd say. When it comes to, like, the actual writing itself, I'm very much a stream of consciousness style writing.
Yeah.
Where essentially, like, I have to turn on some music or something else that'll sort of shut the active part of my brain down, and then I just let my fingers work, and it's just, the conversations are sort of happening in my head, and the scenes are sort of developing in my head, and I'm just letting it flow out of my head and onto the page. I'm really not trying to think about it at all. That's for editing and second passes and that sort of stuff. So in terms of that stuff, like the actual meat of it, the inspiration probably just comes from the tons of reading and TV and movies and all that sort of stuff that I've watched, and just using those tropes.
I agree a lot with the methods, and it's something I'm trying to reincorporate again. When I developed standards, as more people started following me, I kind of was like, am I really writing something that's good? and then I forgot, and then my brain is consistently turned on for every single sentence I'm writing, which slowed everything down, and I'm trying to regain that first. Don't give a fuck, save it for editing afterwards.
Yeah,
So,
I don't remember why I tried doing that, because like when I first, and again, like I'm only like a year into this, and I would definitely not call myself a writer yet. Just totally a hobbyist, right?
no,
Like totally.
You're a writer, get over it.
you are a writer, mate.
Oh, great. But in any case, like what I was gonna say is just like when I first started, I tried like making skeletons for stories, like
Right.
saying like, okay, these are the
Yeah.
scenes that I want to get,
Yep.
and then I would kind of go like, okay, in this scene, I want these 3 points to occur. And so I actually wrote all this out on a piece of paper, and then I was trying to really agonize over each kind of like sentence that was said, like this dialogue. I was like, oh, is this in character? Is this not in character? And I did that for a little bit, and I found that I started not liking that process. And I was sort of lucky because, or lucky, in the sense that for me, it was like, if I'm not enjoying writing, it's not my job, it's totally a hobby. I've got other hobbies, like this should be fun, right? So that was why I just went back to, you know what, I'm just going to let like my brain like literally just pour out onto the page. And after that, I'll reread it through. And if I feel like something's crap, I can touch it up then. But for the most part, I'm just vomiting onto a keyboard.
Word vomit. I totally
Exactly.
understand.
And then just
That's
wipe
so-
away the chunky bits, and then you're left with something decent.
Yep,
That's
that's
so true. And I
you
really
sterilize it,
emphasize-
you're left with something great.
That being said, guys, what question are we on?
For number 3 of Dust Chew.
Yeah, we've spent so much time on that question.
But on that note, I must depart for the evening, everyone.
All right,
So-
take care, Flam.
Indeed, very nice talking with you, Cloppfix, and we hope to see you around.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Likewise,
All right.
take care, everyone.
Number 4. If you could choose any pony to snug for one night, who would it be?
I would say Trixie, but the first night I know she wouldn't be super into it. So probably probably go with some Applejack. I feel like she would be up for a first night snuggle.
E. Number 5.
Would you be interested in watching a Serbian snug film?
Oh
Stop.
God.
Number 5. I'm uncomfortable. On a scale of Virgin Catholic to Master of Lewds, what would you rank yourself as?
Probably somewhere in the middle. I'm not on either end of the extreme.
All right. Number 6. Who is best? Oh, we already covered
did
that.
that.
What do you? Yeah.
You know it.
All right.
Should we try to
Dust
get-
knows it too. Dust knows I'm Trixie.
Dust knows. Should we try to get through RK Striker JK5 as well?
Yes. Number 1 would be, what is your favorite non-MLP franchise?
Ooh. Like not counting like the more like traditional ones like Trek and Wars. and all that sort of
Those
stuff.
are included.
Those are included. Okay. Probably Tolkien is probably my next favorite. And it's not even a franchise, it's like a universe, right? But yeah,
Fandom.
it's probably
It's a
Tolkien.
fandom.
Yep, I like Tolkien.
I feel you very much on that.
All right. Have you done any fan works for non-MLP franchises?
Nope.
Ooh.
Nope. It's just MLP.
We have you all to ourselves.
Hmm.
Number 3. How can you write an entire Cloppfix in the comics? What arcane sorcery do you use? Shall we burn you? Do you weigh more than a duck?
I do way more than a duck. Please don't burn me. I don't use any arcane sorcery. And when it comes to an entire Clopfic in the comments, I'll just say, like, early days, I used to actually also try to post my Clopfic in the comments into Derpaburu. And I got away with it until I think some of the mods kind of were like, well, dude, what are you doing? So I kind of straightened up, and I don't do that anymore. I just put links to my fics now. I used to also write really short Clopfics in the comments. I don't do that anymore. I really should.
It's a good exercise just to get it out and be like, okay, I did my due diligence.
Yeah, like just 3 paragraphs, like the problem is now every time I start a new Clopfic, it's always, when I start it, I always say to myself, this one's just going to be 3,000 words or 4,000 words. And then it's 19,000 words. And what did I do? And I want to write a sequel and etc. It's so hard.
Yeah, I feel that, dude. All right. Well, we're halfway through the cast, which means that it's everyone's favorite time. It's definitely Toomer's favorite time. Pencil, why don't you tell us about what we do for horse rescue?
Okay. Hey, Alex! Put the links in the fucking chat for me, you bitch! Alright. Let me have a sip of water and I'll do the thing. Yeah. It's probably gonna be shit today, just so you know, because I just got wine up my nose. Alright. Out in SoCal, there's a horse. His name is Big Mac. We'd like to make sure that he has money, that's a fact. So we donate all we get to him. What have we got to lose? It's not like we're spending the cash on hookers or booze. So if you have any extra money, even $1 to spare, just go right over to our Patreon. Alex will show you what's there. And give us your extra dollars. We'll give them to the horse. Because we love real horses, of course.
Yay.
I managed to make it all rhyme today. I made it all rhyme today. I'm going to do this. I have not made it all rhyme in a long time.
All right. Next question is from the other guy who posts a question and asks, "How does this make you feel?" What the fuck, Enigma? Stop.
That was a coincidence. That was a coincidence.
Enigma, why?
And I'm still just seeing the top. I'm guessing you're going to scroll down momentarily.
It's
there we go. I love that shit. I don't like what's going on with the tail. I don't know what that is, and I'm not a big fan of that. But man, I love the wacky art. And you know why I love it? It goes back to something I said earlier, because I love to send it to my friends who are not into MLP, my close friends, to just fuck with them. So I love to send them that kind of stuff. That's awesome. I'll probably do that.
I love that picture. I've used it as a picture for one of my stories because I love it.
All right. Next question is from Dark Angel. Are you truly happy with what you've done in life? Oh God, we're getting real.
No, who is?
I feel that.
You know what? Happy to the extent of like understanding that you have limits, and getting older and understanding that you're not going to be the astronaut, firefighter, special agent, Navy SEAL.
You still could be for a lot of those.
It's true, but
that's a lot of work.
Understanding your limitations too, and God, that makes me sound old, but
it's okay, honey.
But understanding that what you can do, you have done, right? Like and trying to stretch yourself in certain ways. Yeah. So I'd say that's true. Yeah, I'm somewhat happy.
All right, number 2. Do you regret anything?
Do I regret anything?
Jesus Christ.
Again, like I think it's healthy to have regrets. Because regrets just means that like you're introspective enough to sort of look at your past. So yeah, there's plenty of stuff I regret. But I don't think that's a bad thing. Regrets are what sort of drive your future goals and dreams too.
All right, and number 3, have you forgotten your joy? What the fuck?
These are good questions though. It's interesting because from the perspective, like the definition of joy is actually like a really interesting one. Like it depends on where you're coming from. I'm saying this because I heard like a homily a few months ago about joy, and it's a really interesting idea. And I think that like a lot of people do forget about sort of the joy in your life, which is say like just the incredible happiness that comes from existence itself. Again, it has to sort of mix with, geez, you can tell I'm really into my wine, but I find like you've got to balance it with everything else. People are anxious, people have regrets, some people are depressed and that sort of thing, and those are all fine emotions too. Fine in the sense that it's not bad if you have them; it's a very natural sort of thing. But remembering just the incredible happiness that existence too is important too. So I don't think I've forgotten it. But those are good questions, Dark Angel.
All right, now we're going to go to a person who wants to have their first question be anonymous. When is Twilight finally going to collect her awkward specimen?
It's unfortunate because I actually did see this, so I know it's Shake who said that.
Shake.
But I was actually trying to think, like, if I didn't know it was Shake, would I have been able to tell it was him? There's like him and like two other people who are always asking about that fic, which I really have to get back to. I totally admit that, but like I'm still like flabbergasted that people are into that fic because it was like one of my early ones, and I was really not impressed with the quality. But I'll finish it off. Don't worry, I will finish it off.
You better finish it off. Whoa.
All right.
Whoa.
All right, number 2. When is there going to be a Twishine version of Let's Not Quibble?
Ooh. So this is the idea that they're tied up together and that initiates sort of like non-consensual sex between both parties, non-consenting.
Yes.
That's interesting. That'd be kind of hard though, because I'm pretty sure like Twi and Shining would be totally into that. But
man, the joke's kind of write itself in that case.
Yeah, it really does.
Because then it was like, Twilight, I finally have you now in a place where you're most vulnerable. And they're like, oh, Shining, it's been a while. Oh, let's do this.
Actually, that could be a good comedy. I'd like that.
So something you should know, which I don't know if you know. So Let's Not Quibble is one of the top 6 non-con stories on FimFiction.
Wow.
Want to know how I know that?
How do you know?
Because guess who was number 6 before you?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm. You know what? Like.
Don't be sorry.
Don't be sorry, man. We're fucking proud of you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You dethroned me with my boobs are for sexual. So.
I like that actually. I've read that one, but I still do not understand. Like I liked Let's Not Quibble, and I was proud of it, but it still blew me away just how popular that particular fic was. And some of my other fics, which like I have like a super duper love for, kind of fly under the radar a bit. It's interesting what really launches and what doesn't launch.
I agree. I didn't really want Boobs Are for Sexual to do what it did, but it happens.
Yep.
All right, number 3. In the latest episodes, have you seen the Kieran yet?
I just saw them.
I haven't seen this yet. I haven't seen it yet.
Is this a spoiler allowed Barcast?
I can take off my headphones for like a little bit.
I won't spoil anything. But
what is your opinion?
I am a fan.
Okay.
I like world building. When I first saw them, my first impression was definitely kind of along the lines of like the hippogriffs or whatever they are, and like we don't need more. Yeah. But that character that like sings is so cute. So she won me.
I love her voice and I love her song.
Exactly. Yeah. Like she won me over. I was like, okay, you're awesome.
All right. Question number 4: do you clop to your own Cloppy? Jesus Christ.
I used to, quote unquote. I don't anymore because now I guess I put too much effort into it that it's kind of hard to read my own stuff afterwards. Definitely works me up, and I'll end up looking for something else once I finish writing.
If you're working yourself up, that's how you know you're doing it right.
Yeah.
That's not what I have to, go by. So.
Well, yeah, no, you. If you gag, then you're never mind.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
I walked right into a hole, and there's so many jokes there. I just made more.
If I gag, I'm doing it right. If I gag, I'm doing it right.
Number 5. Shakespeare Cleese asks, "Do you clop to Shakespeare Cleese works?"
Yes.
Thank God, my gag reflex is good. Anyway.
Shake.
I'm sorry.
If Shake is listening, God, he's got some awesome stories.
He's in the chat. Right, he's in the chat right now. What do you want to say to Shakes?
Shake, you are incredible. You should write more and more often. And man, if I had to pick my favorite Shake story, top of my head, it's probably, is it like BBBFF or something like that?
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
Brother
yeah.
Best Philly Father Forever or something like that. But it's so hot. It's still totally in my all-time favorites. So yes, absolutely, I do Shake.
For his sake, because I know he'll like this. Can you very lewdly say the word incest for him?
Incest.
There we go.
Jesus, that whistle.
I know. All right. So what's next?
Number 6. If you were a character in a story of yours, how would you introduce yourself as a character?
I just recently got an OC. I'd never had an OC before. Someone sort of made an OC for me. I would not, first of all. I just, self-inserts are weird, but how would I introduce myself? Probably like a background guy who kind of was like, oh, shit, or something like that. Like, that would be it. That would be all I would do.
All right. Number 7. Wiping, sitting or standing?
Neither. Only poop at home and then take a shower.
You don't wipe. You just take a shower. You never wipe when you use the restroom.
Like if you have to, yeah, I would wipe standing with wet wipes.
Standing?
With wet wipes. Man, this is a man of culture right here.
No, are you kidding me? Get your ass a bidet, literally.
Yeah.
Yes, if bidets were a thing in the West, I would definitely.
You know that you can actually get toilet seats that hook up to your toilet that are bidets.
But if you're at home anyways, like the shower is right next to your toilet. Why not?
I don't know, because bidets apparently feel good too.
I mean,
then,
I've definitely.
What if someone else uses your bidet? That's weird.
But why would it matter? It's always sanitized because it's just water.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
See, like, I also totally get it because I've definitely had shits that are so intense that you need to take all of your clothes off because it's an experience.
Absolutely.
I've done that, yeah.
And I find it weird to poop in like airports or like stadiums or other places like that. Like work is like maybe okay, like semi-private.
There for a second.
Public restrooms. Mm-mm.
All right, number 8.
I mean, there's.
When is Jetstream gonna knock up Apogee?
Probably not gonna happen. I haven't written Jet to G. Apojet, sorry, is the correct term. Man, again, I'm well into my wine. I should know that. But I don't know. Like the original idea was that it was like semi-canon that relationship was actually occurring, and that would then make like an actual pregnancy completely like breaking everything that was going on and just horrible. But maybe I write one that's like AU and like not actually happen, and then yeah, definitely I'd knock her up immediately.
You could have like a false pregnancy story. I've yet to see a false pregnancy story on here, honestly.
False pregnancy in the sense that she thinks she's
it's something that happens in which females. This actually happens in
False
which.
positive.
No. This is something that happens to human women as well as animals, including mares. What will happen is that the body will become convinced through the brain, thank you brain, that the body is pregnant, even though it isn't. So the belly will swell, they will actually, like, the breasts will grow, they will, for all intents and purposes, appear to be pregnant, but there's just nothing in there.
Girls are weird.
Yeah, that's something that happens.
That is so sad that I want to write it.
False pregnancies do happen.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Moving on. Oh, God.
Are you upset?
I am upset. Okay, no.
Did we have another sex lessons with pencil day?
Wait, you guys didn't know this? Even I knew this.
Yeah, dude.
I'm stupid.
I'd heard the term before, but and I knew that it was something subtly different from like a false positive.
Oh shit! I just looked it up just because I was trying to find the link so you guys could research it. It happens to men too.
What?
A false pregnancy for men?
Yeah, men can get false pregnant.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Wait, Pencil, isn't that called hysterical pregnancy?
I don't know. I have research to do.
Okay. This
So
is now
is the
comedy
question
story.
actually is when is Apogee going to knock up Jetstream? Is that
Yes.
False pregnancy. I love it. Do it.
Okay. The next question is from Tin Man. How does this make you feel?
I just see her ear. Gotta wait for the catch up here. You know what? I should open this thread.
I've also got it in behind the counter.
Oh, okay. Jumping in there. Hang on. Ooh, that's cute.
Eee.
She's gonna be pissed, but very cute.
Next question is from Nobody Special. More human X pony smut? Question mark.
Yes, I really should. Because to be honest with you, my favorite thing is human in Equestria, so I'm gonna do more. Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Next question is from my man, who is new here. Let's see. Long-time listener, but first-time poster here. I thought I'd finally participate in one of my favorite productions in this fandom. Thanks for so much professionally produced quality content. Here's to it continuing as long as it's fun. Oh my god! My man! I'm gonna give you a hug! Holy shit! Okay. The following don't necessarily have to be MLP. Number 1. What was your first Clopfic you ever posted to the comments?
That would be was it Derpy and the Doctor? Derpy shows the Doctor how? I think that's what it was.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I think you know what? I should actually know this. Let me click. It's right here. Oh no, it's oh wow, I have so many stories now that it doesn't display in just the drop down. It was a non-Bangs Windy Whistles. It was actually a human in Equestria, a non-X Windy Whistles.
Nice.
Nice! Windy Whistles is sweet.
She is.
Was that based on like a Shouting is Fun comic or just like an actual
Yes, I love
Shouting is Fun is so good. Oh
Yes.
my god, so many people I want to get on the cast. Okay, sorry.
Hey guys, male
What?
false pregnancy can cause men to lactate. That's all. Let's continue.
Thank you.
No problem.
Number 2. What's the first comic Clopfic you ever read?
Oh, I couldn't tell you, but again, that Bonbon X Lyra one. I think it's so. If I'll describe the animation real quick. There's 2 cocks on either end of Bonbon and Lyra who are head to head, back to back, if you will, and one of the dicks pressing into Lyra's face pushes Bonbon into the other dick's face, so they're kind of like trapped. That was, and then there was a Clopfic about basically they'd been given a drug that made them addicted to dick if they smelled dick. So it was like a impossible to escape situation.
Right. Okay.
I know exactly which image you're talking about. It's in my,
Yes.
Porn brings us all together. Well,
Got to keep it X-rated in here.
Come together. Okay.
I'm still in shock sitting over here about male false pregnancy, but let's continue.
Number 3. What were your favorite and least favorite Clopfics to write?
Favorite one to write was probably that one that was supposed to be about exactly that like the reason that I started writing, period, which is Mission Failed, which I still have not completed and I have left for way too long now.
One could say you failed that mission.
I did.
Ah!
It still says incomplete, so technically I'm still writing it, okay? And I am very much still intending to continue writing that. So that was probably my favorite one to write because it was why I wanted to write in the first place. Least favorite Clopfic to write, the one that I didn't like the most, there's not really any that I didn't like writing. When I was writing it, I've always enjoyed it. There's definitely been a couple that I felt kind of like I'm writing this mostly just to write it. But you know what? I like them all. There's none I can really call my least favorite.
Aw,
Good
that's
question.
really nice. Oh, it's really nice that you don't have something that you just is your bane that you hate, that you remember and just despise.
I have never taken a commission or
Attaboy.
a request or anything like that. I'm always open to listen to ideas, but if your idea doesn't, make my light bulb flash over my head, like I don't even think you want me to write that for you because it's just not going to be inspired. That's how I feel.
It's about the passion and personal enjoyment.
Yes.
Man. Oh man. Okay. Now it's time for questions with Vylon.
It's time for questions with Vylon.
Question number 1. How are you today?
Okay.
Question number 2. May I suck your finger, please?
I noticed the suck is spelled with 2 C's as well, so that's a whole other level of suck there, Vylon. But I'll say yes. That's okay. Definitely that vinyl scratch picture with her at the nosebleed is pretty fucking hot. So yeah, I'll say yes to that.
And that's all the questions of Vylon for today. All right. Lone Trooper now has questions. Hey, Clopfics in the comments. Welcome to the cast. Are you ready to clip clop into the Barcast and we'll answer some questions? We're dripping with excitement over here, but dripping with what? Number 1, what is your favorite heartwarming experience at a con?
So full disclosure, I've never been to a con.
Ought to go, man. Ought to go. We'll see you there, and it'll be weird.
I guess I did go to PAX West once, like 3 or 4 years ago. So it was more of a gaming con with friends. I wouldn't say there's really any heartwarming experience. So yeah,
Wait
don't have one.
Milk, you go to PAX East, don't you?
PAX East is my current main one.
Push to talk.
I'm pushing it. That's what she said.
Okay. I was just trying to make sure there wasn't some like deep secret you two have crossed paths.
No, my first PAX.
Are you implying they banged?
No.
That's weird.
Because Cloppy already said miss me with that gay shit. So
cross paths or cross streams.
Number 2. What sagely advice would you give to those who want to be quality cooperators but are afraid to begin because of misconceptions and a general view on more rated R stories?
So I think, first of all, if you write, you should write for yourself to start with.
Yes,
that's the biggest thing. Like I was saying, the first stories I wrote were really for me. They were totally about me being able to read them later for my own quote unquote enjoyment, which means I was jacking off to my own stuff. Absolutely. And that's how I kind of see Clop. Clop writing. What would I wish that I could read if I was, doing a search on film fiction? And then after that, in terms of being afraid to begin, I totally get that. But start. You don't have to publish your first stuff if you're really afraid. Write it, and then once you're done writing it, make a decision. Then it's mostly the biggest thing about writing. To quote that Sean Connery character from Finding Forrester, the first rule about writing is to write. Literally, just write. You just get better if you write. The more you write, the better you'll get. The more you publish, the more attention you'll get. Don't worry so much about it. We're all here having fun, and you can't go wrong.
Though I would highly recommend that if you write it, publish it. You don't even have to look at the comments. You don't have to look at the reviews. Just the experience of pushing publish is very rewarding.
There's gonna be someone out there. It's a big world. There's gonna be someone out there who gets where you're coming from.
It's
absolutely
true.
Yes.
And even if you do get negative feedback, don't let it stop you. I said earlier that my first comment ever was kill yourself, stop writing. And that said, I didn't, and now here we are. I'm a published author. I've got 2,200 followers now, or something like that. I don't know. I don't care. Oh shit!
Yes, you do.
It's 2,500. Sorry. Anyway, just write for yourself and have fun, and don't put pressure on yourself. Anyway.
Horse famous.
Stop it. It's not funny. Okay.
This is.
No, it's not. Number 3. Why are you trying to fit a Clopfic in a comment? Why not write stories instead?
So there was a time when that would have been a fair, like a fair question in the sense that like I was still writing comments in the Derpaburu picture space, but I am actually just writing stories now. So now it's mostly, mostly just a name. Yeah. So I am just writing stories instead now. I think though the idea, if you are actually it's a good point. If you're trying to start writing little tidbits in comment sections, either on FimFiction or Derpaburu, is a great way to like take pressure off and have a little fun with an idea without having to fully develop it and do all the extra work on it, and just have fun playing with an idea. So that's why.
Okay, I'm gonna stop for a second because it's curious you say that. It totally makes sense with posting like a small story comment in like a Derpaburu thing. But why would you suggest in a FimFiction story comment? Like if someone's already writing their own story, I'm curious about that suggestion and where you're coming from.
Yeah, so like all I'm saying, like because one of his earlier questions was about people who are afraid to begin, So I was thinking like if you're kind of a little worried about like committing to actually doing a story and publishing, again, I think the best thing is to do it anyways. But if you're looking for like a middle ground, let's say that you're reading a long, really extensive world building fiction that you're really interested in. If I had done that, I haven't written any story like that, but if someone wrote a comment on my, on one of my stories like that, where they did, had like a little scene with a character that they had invented, I would love that. That would be incredible. I'd love for someone to sort of play in the world that I've made. Basically, all I'm saying is like, write, share it in some way. If that's a comment section or that's a fiction site, whether it's FimFiction or fan fiction or whatever. Do it. You know what I mean? Like just get that writing out there.
You see, I vehemently disagree with only this. I agree with most of the things you said, but I had somebody post a story and as a comment in one of my stories.
Oh, and like in a way
and I fucking hated it. Like the fact that they would do that, and then they were just like, if you want to continue this, I'd love it. I'm like, I understand what you're doing, but this is rude. This is a story that is mine, and you, without asking me, without talking to me, without anything, decided to create your own OC, insert it into the story I've created, make your character the main character of my story, and then post the story itself as a comment and ask me to finish it for you.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I gotta agree with you there.
I think there's also a difference between what happened in your case and what Clop is suggesting. Not trying to put words in your mouth, Clop, but I think
what I'm saying is if you are,
there's a risk there. There's a risk, right? Like, so I was kind of assuming that everyone has that awareness to understand, like, you can play with an idea, but it's totally another thing to, without any permission, without talking to anyone, to sort of jump into their sandbox and knock their sandcastle over and build your own on top of it.
That's what it feels like. And the thing is, ask permission. It's so great. Ask permission to authors. Nothing to me feels better than getting a PM saying, hey, I'd really like to write a story based off your story. Because it's like that shows me a level of respect, but also it just makes me feel really good to know somebody wants to do that.
Right.
Totally. Yeah. That's a good point. Agreed.
Like, did you reach out before you started writing Apogee Fix, or?
That's a good question. Let me think about that. I sent Shino a couple of PMs.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he was cool with it.
That's the thing. Like the PMs, even if you write it and instead of be like, hey, I wrote you a fan fiction, I thought you should know. Like, I love that shit. That's great. But don't just post it and be like, look, I'm writing your coattails. Please don't do that.
Okay, we gave Ashley good advice. We're not bashing on
anyone. Can we go back to being shit now, please?
We're going back to being shit. We've given our good advice for the day. Okay.
This has been, in the last 5 minutes has been very interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5. I'm skipping number 4 because we've already done it in other questions.
No. Would you let milk drink your milk?
No. Sorry, milk.
Correct. Number 5. You encounter Spike, enjoying his existence, but gasp, he's holding a non-pencil body pillow.
Oh my god.
While wearing a cap that reads, Enigma is best princess.
Who's Enigma?
Enigma's right there. Enigmatic
Me.
Otaku.
Oh, I gotcha.
He
Did you
wrote that
not-
one dragon story.
Princess.
I also wrote that one story you favored, apparently.
Stop it. Stop.
Get some help.
Stop circle jerking yourself. All right.
No.
Even though I did a lot. Anyway, how do you make this abomination pay for his crimes?
Oh God. Well, Spike isn't even. You know what? I actually have I got a young niece who's into MLP because I made her be into MLP because.
Oh, boy.
Ever. She has one of her like play sets has a Spike in it, and I taught her when she was still like a year and a half old. I was like, now remember, Spike isn't a pony, so whenever he comes out of the play set, we put him over to the side and we bury him in the sand.
Can we keep him, Priest?
You are so fun. Oh my God. I want to keep him. Okay.
Okay, we're keeping him.
Okay. Number 6. If you could become any female food pony character, who would you become, and would you let people quote unquote eat you?
This is bizarre.
Do you know
I don't know
what
if
a food pony is?
I do because she always does these friggin' pizza ponies.
I love a food pony!
I tried to convince him once. I was like, Shino, listen, I get these pizza ponies. Here's my idea. And I said to him, okay, there's a young unicorn mare working at a pizzeria, and the pizzeria is owned by her family. And it's not doing so well. It's not making enough money. So what she does is every night, once her folks go to sleep, and she's in charge of the late, sorry, something was beeping here. When she's in charge of sort of the late deliveries, she then switches into another mode. She scries, like she like casts a spell to become the pizza she delivers, and essentially acts as like a prostitute pizza pony.
This is some vor shit right here.
And I was like, so it ends up becoming like this brothel service after her parents go to sleep, and she's really into it, but it's not actually her. And Shino was like, that's a good idea. But I just like the fact that it's a pizza pony that can get eaten and screwed. And I was like, okay, no problem.
Would it have a cheesy ending?
Oh God, it would. Yes, it would have a cheese. Oh my God. No.
I'd stuff her crust.
Your stuff, damn it.
Clop, this is gonna be our collab.
Oh,
This is
I
gonna
would
be
love
it.
that.
We're gonna do it. Okay.
I like the pizza ponies. They're kind of cute, but man, getting eaten. It's like being like a sentient food. That is strange.
All right. Number
I mean,
7.
Well, do you like carve her up and put her on a plate, or just take a bite out of her right there?
Oh my God. Oh, please. Just the idea of her like flinching under one of those circular pizza knives. Oh no.
I'd give her my cream topping.
Number 7 actually elaborates on this. Now that we have chosen our food pony character, we are stuck on Earth in a 1-star restaurant as that pony. How about we escape the crazed chef and his assistants and return to Equestria?
What?
So I'm pizza pony in the restaurant, and I've got to escape.
I guess everyone's gonna try to eat you.
I mean,
I think I'd probably be okay. Like, I mean, if I was a pizza pony on Earth and I like suddenly stood up, like I'm pretty sure like it would have to be some crazy motherfucker who would like run over to like the sentient like pony shaped thing running out of the restaurant and try to take a bite out of him. I think I'd be okay.
Okay. Let's see. Number 8. Please explain in detail why bag milk is a burden on our lives and must be destroyed.
Bag milk is weird because you need to have your own like plastic jug, which is kind of low quality to like hold the
Yes.
bag milk.
yes,
That's weird. It is weird. That is why it is a burden on our lives.
you are correct.
All right. Number
9.
9.
There you go.
Holy shit. This. Oh my God. Okay.
Do you need me to read it? Are you okay? Are
No,
you?
I'm fine. This is just a violent question of.
It is. It's a violent question. Let's make it happen. Deep breath.
Okay.
Let's do it. Do it in the voice.
You have. Okay. Skullfuck, vor, or stab then fuck between flutter guy with insects crawling out of him while wearing a moth-eaten grub-infested tuxedo, Granny Smith with a slimy, greasy cheese-like substance dripping out of all of her holes, including eyes, nose, and ears, and Twilight Sparkle covered in bloody paper cuts with an ink-stained coat with a fetish for shoving dictionaries up where the sun doesn't shine. And for this question, killing yourself is not an option.
Shit, usually killing yourself is an option at the Barcast. Don't actually kill yourself.
Don't actually kill yourself, please.
So I have to choose one of these scenarios. Is that it?
You have to
Mary
choose
fuck
one.
yeah. Oh, no,
You
the
have to-
skull fuck, vor, or stab.
Oh, I see. Man, that's let's see, vor eating. I mean, I guess Twilight is probably like the most sanitary.
I was thinking the same thing, yeah.
So
I
I'll
mean,
eat that.
that's she's bleeding. That's kind of my thing. So sure.
I mean, you have to deal.
I'm
with
sorry to eat her, but yeah, I will. I'll eat Twilight. Stab then fuck. Ugh.
Yes.
Skull fuck. Ah. Man, I guess I got a skull fuck flutter guy, and stab. It's not Granny Smith's fault.
True, but she's old. Her time has come.
But does skull fuck imply that I'm killing them?
Yes.
Well, I guess if they're both dying, yeah. I'll do the meaner thing to Flutter Guy. I hate Fluttershy. I hate her. I hate Fluttershy so much.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel. Shit, man.
That's
yeah,
okay.
Sorry.
You don't have to like Fluttershy. It's
I'm
fine.
sorry. I don't mean to
I'm
be
sorry.
worse, Pony.
Oh no, that makes her feel like she actually said that. That would be that's from, what is that from again? That's from Rainbow Dash Presents, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bittersweet.
Dawn somewhere.
No,
yeah. I actually love
Read the
that
mentally
Fluttershy.
advanced series.
I just
Yes.
want to call him and ask him if he still thinks my teeth look weird.
I love that Fluttershy. I also love the Fluttershy who does the like various styles, in the boutique. She is also awesome.
Yes.
But boring, usual, kind Fluttershy. Bleh. Anyways, yeah. So that's my answer to that.
Excellent. We move on now.
All right, Jammer has questions. So, ClopficsInTheComments, has the cast been nice to you?
Oh yeah.
Aww.
Number 1, can I have the Wi-Fi password?
Yes, you can. It is actually MLP based, but I will not say it.
Oh, fuck, okay. Number 2, if you're given $200,000 a year, would you give Vylon a place to stay at or near your home and cook her breakfast each and every day?
So is Vylon a person, or is that
Vylon is the girl who wanted to suke your finger. She asks really lewd questions a lot of the time, sometimes involving necrophilia and babies. She's really disturbing, and we love her, and she's really, really nice.
She's she just got $200,000 a year to stay at my home and cook breakfast each and every day.
And suck your finger.
Oh yeah.
Number 3, would you hug Thing Pony? Would you kiss them goodnight? Tell them every little thing is all right, and last but not least, would you put your peener in her?
Do you know who Thing Pony is?
I do not.
Look.
Okay.
Now
So
why do you use that picture?
I'm using all
like a
the
tassel
fucking
pony.
pictures he linked.
My favorite one is the Thing Pony one that's like the bedroom. That one. The
It's
Lila
the
picture.
last one.
The Lila one.
Oh my god, is that a TJ Pones comic?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, she's adorable.
Thing Pony is
Yeah,
based on
she's
John
cool.
Carpenter's The Thing. So
Oh, I see. Okay, so it's not a Tatzelpone, it's like a thing.
it's The Thing. Yeah.
She looks happy and like she won't thing me. So yeah, she's cool.
Yay.
She won't thing you. I love
Yes,
it.
yes, yes, and yes.
That's one of my favorite comics, I will say, of her.
Okay, number 4. Has any of the Barcast conscripted you to help edit their shitpost stories yet?
No. I have never been asked to help. Actually, that's not true. Some of the people who helped edit me early on asked me to help edit their stories, and I was always happy to do so. Though also very lazy and didn't do it on time most of the time, I'll admit.
Aw.
That's okay. At most, I'd probably have you help read Shitface Shitfix.
Oh, I'd love to.
It's a show that I do in which we get drunk and read really bad fiction in voices.
Oh no, that's awesome.
It's so fun. It's definitely one of my favorite things that we do. Anyway, next question, number 5. Have any of these questions bothered you?
Nope.
Wonderful. Now we're going to Dash Till Dawn. He says, here's hoping you guys managed to get this far down. So far we have.
We have, really, yeah.
If granted a bottomless budget that had to be put towards an airplane or something aviation related, what would you buy?
Oh, that is an amazing question. I'm actually, I just recently got my pilot's license.
Well,
3 months ago.
congratulations.
Thank you. Totally just a hobby side thing. I'm not a commercial pilot or anything like that, but I'm so into airplanes and aviation related stuff. I would love to have like a Pitts S2 special. So for those who are not in the aviation geekery, that's kind of like a aerobatic biplane. Because I would love to have my own personal roller coaster that I can decide what exactly the roller coaster will be like at any given time. So yeah. And Dash Till Dawn, I think we were speaking yesterday. That's probably why he asked it. I know he's isn't he the one who's going through sort of commercial flight school college? So good luck,
I believe
man.
so.
You're going to be flying way cooler stuff than me very soon. So have a blast out there.
Aww.
Next question is from Ice Star. Is this a real question?
Oh no. Yes. It is.
Nailed
actually.
it. Brian Rees says, your name makes me uncomfortable, so I only have one question for you.
Oh, that's shining.
Why though?
That Shining's hilarious.
That comic is so good. Like
More specifically, why write Clop?
Yep, that's the question. More specifically, why do you write Clop?
You know, again, it's mostly for me. I guess that's why. It's if I was being more quote unquote like responsible or like I guess like contributing to the fandom, I would probably try to write some of these more overarching world building stories, but it is 100% masturbatory. I'm just trying to masturbate on all of you. That's all.
Aww,
it's
thank you.
All right. Next question is from Martin Luther Parks, who I've never seen in here before. I hope it's a good question. Are you a necrophile?
Welcome, Martin Luther Parks. Nice to have you.
I like the 6 question marks too. Unfortunately, that is that's a no. Yeah, not one of my kinks.
Can I be bad and say like I hope that's a question every podcast?
Are you a necrophile in all caps, just to see eventually the one person who's like, yes.
I miss like this is dumb, but I miss screaming on the cast.
You miss screaming on the cast? Oh yeah, where you'd have to scream. Also, you didn't have to be Skeletor today. Sunbow didn't comment.
I know, right? Okay.
Oh man.
Latrius has questions. You wake up and there's an originally changeling at the foot of your bed. What do?
Oh, that could be super cute. Yeah, I'd assume that like they're probably like tapping off my love.
Ooh, what if they came because you were having a sex dream and they wanted to fit off your...
Oh, that would be so cute. I would like probably like wrap them up in a hug so that they like squeed. And then they would probably be super happy too. And we would live together forever.
And then you put your dick in it.
Well, yeah.
Which hole?
Changeling. Well, it's a changeling. She can give me infinite holes.
What if it's a boy? What if it's a boy changeling who can like become a girl? No. Because changelings can become any shape. So if it's a boy changeling who can become a girl.
That's some serious trap stuff. Like
that's more than trap because like that will be full female genitalia.
Okay. In my changeling headcanon, there are female drones and female queens and male something or others that I don't think about. And the one at the foot of my bed is a female drone. Thank you very much.
Yay. Okay. Moving on. Same thing, but now it's a bat pony.
Oh, that's super cute too.
I love bats.
I have no fruit in my apartment right now.
Well,
I'm
what if it's a
positive
vampire
I'm not gonna
bat?
be able to keep her.
Vampire
I'm
bats, though.
I'm totally exposing my neck.
You have
Yay.
you have wine, so you can give them, I don't know, grape wine. Gain them off that.
That's
You
true.
think
You could
that
just
would work?
Actually, I would genuinely love to see a fic. I might have to write this. I don't think I'll have time, but I want to see a fic where Berry Punch comes across a bat pony and has no fruit, so gets the bat pony drunk off its ass, and then they fuck.
Like she's drinking like literally out of her flank. Like
She's
six-
like, here, I got you some wine. Is this fruit? And it's like, well, it smells like grapes, and technically it's made from grapes. It's like, why does this juice make me feel funny? And Berry Punch is like, I don't know, but I like it too. I want to fuck, and then they fuck.
I would. That sounds pretty good actually.
You make it sound like Berry Punch has wine fruit boxes, juice
It
boxes.
probably does, like, but the Berry Punch I write about does not, because she doesn't drink, because sad.
Box wine.
Oh God, box wine.
Punch the bag. Anyway, final question from Latrius. It's the same situation, but now it's Trixie.
Oh man.
Ooh, now we got to hear some shit.
So Trixie is at the foot of my bed. Like I wake up and she's there. She's like, "It is I, the great and powerful Trixie." Oh man, what am I gonna do? I've got to somehow like impress her or keep her there. But Trixie is into like herself. So like maybe I hold up a mirror or something like that. Like she's gonna run away if I don't keep her interested.
Well, no, all you have to do is keep flattering her and telling her she's so great and
Oh
powerful. And
yes,
then,
totally.
And then you make her feel great and powerful. Like, you've got to be the good little, pussy worship sub. Like, that's what she needs.
Yes, you're right. You're totally right. You have
Actually-
to have like a really unhealthy relationship where she's like totally cruel and mean to me, but like I
Hey,
keep
if it's
feeding
consensual,
her-
if it's consensual, that's not unhealthy. That's just like good sub
Hell,
dom play.
I want that. Stay with me,
Clop.
Trixie. Oh,
You do realize there's a Flash game where Trixie actually is at the foot of your bed.
Yes.
what?
Yes. You don't know? You don't know?
Oh, wait. Are you talking about Band in Equestria?
Yes.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Did you fuck the
She-
Trixie in Band in Equestria?
Oh, of course. Are you
Good.
kidding?
3 times in a row because you can.
It takes effort.
Yes.
You gotta get that best ending.
I've explored every millimeter of that game.
Me too.
Definitely.
Have you found like the secret scene with Big Mac?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
I know it's there. I did it, but just for completion. But
So you did it to completion. Got it.
Thanks, but no thanks.
No.
Too late.
But yeah, I'd probably actually like huggle Trixie and squee her until her eyes popped out.
Good. Shakespeare Cleese has the next question. What is your wine of choice?
I like that berry punch. I haven't seen that one before.
Oh, you haven't? That's my cosplay, actually. My cosplay Berry Punch is that picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's got to be what is that? A Roman god of wine?
Bacchus.
Bacchus.
It's Greek. Technically, so it's Dionysus, I guess, but
Dionysus, yeah. And Barry too freaks out over her too.
a little bit.
And to answer your question, Shakespeare, I'm really like a pearls before swine kind of guy when it comes to wine. So I've got just a Pinot Noir right now, something I just picked up. But
What brand? You said you didn't know what it was. Now you're looking at it.
I'm looking at it. It is
It's an apothic.
Louis Latour.
Oh,
Maison
No, like
Louis Latour.
it's better than that, apparently.
good.
Yep,
good.
Louis Latour.
Nice. Then the next question is from a non-pencil. Would you like to read this one, pencil?
I will. Oh, by the way, Alex. There you go. Sure, I'll read it. Oh, but I figured you would want to scream, Priest.
Oh, I can do that. All right. Who is best hockey team and why is it not the Nucks?
God. Again, first of all, I have to admit even now that it's not the Canucks anymore.
That's where good goalies go to die.
Yep, good goalies do go there to die. We have absolutely no plan for the future. The Canucks are pretty much dead.
Bye, Sedines.
Yeah,
Toodles.
it's sad that they never got a cup. But not to get too sports bally on everyone, but you know what? I got to give it to the Golden Knights. First
my
year
God.
going all the way to the finals.
Fucking right.
Team
They're
of
so-
misfits
They're so good.
that somehow comes together to like it's going to be a Disney story.
It really is, but okay. We got to have a moment here because I can say this and he'll get it and no one else here except for Priest will get it. So, Cloppy,
Yeah.
how do you feel about John Scott?
Oh, come on. That's not fair.
Why? No, how do you feel about John motherfucking Scott?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan, I guess, but
I love that man. So, his article was incredibly well written and you should read it at some point. Anyway, I think we have about 5 minutes for the chat to ask questions for a change, so.
It's true. So, chat, it is time. Open up the floodgates. Ask the questions. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for you guys to catch up, Cloppy, if people want to see more of your stuff, get in contact with you, ask you more questions that we didn't get to in these 2 hours, how can they get in contact with you? How can they see more of your content?
so I'm not doing anything, like I said before, I'm not doing anything commissions or Patreon or Ko-fi or anything like that. I feel like it's almost unfair of me to do that. I'm totally self-supported my job and all that other stuff. So save your money for the artists that need it. I just write for myself and write to have fun. But if you want to talk to me, you know, I'm on Discord. I'm happy to share my Discord information. PM me on either Derpaburu or FilmFiction. It's just my name, Clopfics in the comments. And I respond to every PM and every message I get.
Awesome. We have some questions. Sergeant Tinman asks, is pony vagina superior to human vagina?
I've only tried the one.
And how was it?
It was good. It was good.
Very good.
So you,
Very good.
It was good.
so you just have to do human now.
Yeah, I was waiting for someone
Good
to
job, Enigma.
catch that.
All right. Oh my God, the questions. I'm so ready. I'm so ready for these questions. Okay.
But you got to know, you know, the ponies, they've got those muscles down there. Like, look how cute they are. Like, you got to know that's going to be a superior experience. Superior experience.
So, are you going to BronyCon this year? Last BronyCon.
No, I've just never really been to a con, and no plans really to go to one at the moment.
You ought to go at some point. There's a new one starting in Canada, actually.
Oh yeah, whereabouts?
I think Vancouver.
Interesting.
I believe it's called Vancouver. No shit.
Yeah.
Might want to consider going.
I might. I very well might. If I ever went, though, I mean, again, this is sort of
Do you know
hiding the power level. I would definitely go incognito. Sorry.
Do you know what the Canadian mascot pony is? Do you know what the Canadian mascot pony is? Do you know yet? I would like to tell you if that's the case. If you do not
Is
know.
it? There's like a maple leaf pony that
No.
I've seen.
No. I'm posting a picture.
Okay, let's see it. Oh God, Princess Poutine. Oh.
I have a plush of her. I love her so much. Anyway, so I should move on to the next question, shouldn't I? Hold on. What's worse, gulping an entire glass of semen or taking the time to savor only a mouthful?
Savoring, I think. Like if
Oh, come on. You've tried your own cum before at some point, I'm sure.
Whoa.
Actually, no. That's something I have not tried.
You ought to try sometime just to know.
I have misfired into my own face before. That has happened.
Most guys I know have done that. You ought to try a little bit though, just like on tip of a finger at some point, and just to say you've done it, so you know, so you know what you're putting into a girl's mouth. Just to say.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
All right. How and why are you so cool, Cloppy? Also, Flutter Priest, can we have a day of just your awesomeness? Seriously, that's what it says from Dragonfire 422.
Maybe we'll do a Q&A stream sometime. I don't know. I feel weird now. Today's about Cloppy. Let's move on.
What's your worst semen emergency experience you've ever had?
Semen emergency.
I don't know what a semen emergency is, but what is your worst semen emergency?
So
Never mind.
It's okay.
there's definitely a time a few months ago. Like I'm just trying to think of anything where like I was kind of like edging a little bit while I was writing something. I can't remember which fic it was.
Attaboy,
And-
that's the way.
Yep, and it went off, and this is one of those times where I sort of like fired right into my own face, and it just went. So I didn't have my hands on, so like it just went freaking everywhere. Like I almost hit the fucking ceiling. So it's a big mess to clean up. I had to find every little spot.
I think everyone's been there at least once.
I have not.
I have.
So, what is your favorite Warhammer Chaos God according to Scourge of Vaults?
So I only know a little bit about the Warhammer universe. So I'm hoping that like 40K is the same as Warhammer, but I don't know if it is or isn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess it's what's it? Slaanesh? Is that the one that's like sex crazy god?
Well, you know better than I do.
I don't know.
All right. Tumor asks, what pony would you want to snug, and what pony would you want to fug? And you can't have them be the same pony.
Man, that's tough. I mean, obviously Trixie's my waifu. I know that Rarity would be like a goddess in the bedroom, so I'd snug Trix and I'd let Rarity fug me. Is really what would happen. Let's be real.
All right. And last but not least, I'm just going to summarize. Can you just say something and sound overly Canadian when you say it? What's the most Canadian thing you can think to say?
I'm sorry about that.
That's actually the most Canadian thing, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Now,
Sorry, I don't have a really good answer for that, actually.
Sorry, I don't have a good answer for that. Yeah.
okay. So then, the final question I want to end out on, because making fun of, we've had Canada take the piss, but would you do an American accent for us?
You know what? The interesting thing is, and I'm probably unlike a lot of other Canadians this way, I friggin' love U.S. culture. You guys have an incredible country with like
we
so
gotta be
many
careful here.
interesting places.
Don't get political.
Yeah, not gonna get political. Don't worry. But guys, U.S., you guys are awesome. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
God, that's so Canadian.
Even your broken bits that are like crazy and wacky are still like it's just character. So I can't give you an American accent because you got the New York is oh god.
Oh no, that was great. No, do a southern accent. Do like a southern accent, like deep south.
The southern guys they like to say sir and ma'am and
well howdy, shit like that. Like go Texans.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the Texans.
Do it.
You know, big Texas. Yeehaw! Oh, just do Applejack.
Yeah, do Applejack.
Yeah.
How's it going, y'all?
What about Californians?
Californians laid back a little bit. You got the Seattle's kind of Pacific Northwest. You got the Boston accents.
But we all know Boston because they're full of fuckers who don't watch good hockey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean it's and then you got the Minnesotans, okay?
Oh my god!
Sorry.
Okay, we need to stop because it is actually we've run out of time, Priest. So what do you got to do?
Cloppy, you made me actively excited for when I'm going up to Canada here in about a month. I'm so
awesome.
excited. Thank you so much for coming on. It was so much fun, dude.
It was.
This was great. Yeah, if you ever want to do it again or anything like that, let me know because this was a lot of fun.
Keep an eye on your PMs. I might want you on Shitface Shitfix sometime.
We may just do that. But until next time, be sure to tune in next week when we have the newly Royal Camelot Library induced Jack of a Few Trades.
Inducted. The word is inducted.
That thing. Anyway,
Induce.
I was in the same room when he stepped in vomit. It was great. Anyway, thank you for watching this edition of the Barcast. This has been a non-pencil.
I want to keep him.
Flame on Warfare died, so here's Enigma. Yes. No.
Enigma is not an acceptable replacement for Flamin.
No.
Ravage.
Ravage might be kill.
Ravage is kill. Okay. And the wonderful Clopfics in the comments.
Thank you again for the invite. It was a huge blast, guys.
Of course, dude. My name's Fritterpurst. See you next week!